Welcome back to the channel, folks. Out here today after working from 6 to 3 today. Yeah, I'm wore out. Going in to get a shower, look like a mess, get all the filth off. But anyway, I started yesterday on my day off, and then it started raining, and then it just kind of sprinkled and rained the rest of the afternoon, evening. So I didn't get a lot done. I got the driver's side part of the exhaust done, and I got the passenger side of the exhaust done this evening after I got home. Let me show you what I did. Last time I had the turn downs under the truck behind the rear tire. Well, the other part that was the problem was when they originally put the exhaust on, they had the mufflers facing flat sideways, so it's stuck down off the bottom of the truck. And so what I did was I came in here, I had to take the whole exhaust pipe out. First I made my marks, and then I dropped the exhaust, cut the muffler up here, cut the turn down here, turned the muffler up, marked it, spot welded it about 3 spots, top and bottom and side, and then took the turn downs, and I have some of that mandrel bent exhaust donuts. The donut, it looks like a big steel donut, and I cut out sections like a wedge, tubular wedge, and or curve, however you want to say it. And looks like a little bit of a mess in here. I got some of the little splatter, but that's all from the flex core. And as you can see, there's that little wedge elbow piece right there from the donut. Got all this seams all properly welded up, so there's no leaks, no noises, hissings. And I did measurements from here to here, 7 1/4 down. It's got the right angle, and it's facing straight out away from the tire. And it's all done. I went to O'Reilly's and got the clamps, or not the clamps, but the exhaust straps and stuff like that done. And then come around here, did the same thing yesterday. Got this all done up, and everything's secure. And you might be asking, why did you decide to go ahead and do that? Well, I'm going to be doing it to the Dart eventually, but I want to put a flamethrower kit on the pickup truck, especially when I do burnouts. The exhaust kit that I'll be doing, I got it from a hot rodder on YouTube. Through a couple people suggested it through a couple channels off of a live on YouTube last year. I saved up all the information, or I could just go back and watch the video again, however I want to do it. And it basically, like the old style flamethrower kits, you would have to interrupt the ignition while it's running or whatever, and pump the foot feed, and then flip the switch, or vice versa, and it would temporarily interfere with the ignition to allow you to shoot the flame out the exhaust pipe, and then you'd flip the switch back off and you continue driving or whatever while you coasted and putting the flames out. This doesn't do that. This allows you not to mess with your ignition at all. It bypasses all that, and you can buy all the really cheap parts you need from the auto parts store right over the counter. 2 basic cylinder factory coils like used to come on the Valiant or the pickup truck here. 2 cheap ones. You get a couple plug wires. Bugs starting to come out this evening. Anyway, move away from the bushes over there. But anyway, a condenser like you use for your points, ignition, a 2 or 3 relays, I think it's just two, but I think there might be a third one. But anyway, I'd have to check again. It's been a while since I watched the video. And just a toggle switch and a couple spark plugs. And what's cool about it is once you put a 12-volt source directly to it, when one kicks on, the other kicks off. The other one kicks on, the other one kicks on. So they're bouncing back and forth, and that's for both sides of the exhaust pipe, the dual exhaust. And what's cool about it is when the vehicle's running, whether it's idling, going down the road, revving it, whatever, it actually looks like it's firing when the cylinders fire. So it's taking turns, bouncing back and forth. So that's what I want to do to this truck. And it did change up the note some. It's still got the aggressive rumble and throaty growl, but it don't have any popping or glass pack cackling, all that crap. Even under high load, going down highways, stuff like that. When it's full throttle. Let me fire it up and I'll show you. And if you're wondering what mufflers those are the very broken Cherry Bomb Vortec mufflers on each side. And let me rev it up for you. See, no cackling, none of that stuff. Just good throaty rumble. And what it'll do is it'll push the flame out the sides. So, but yeah, there's that. And all I did was use some basic tools. I had to use the 1/2-inch drive extensions to get the flange bolts that go to the exhaust manifold on the exhaust pipe off, the 2 bolts. A sawzall to do a couple odds and ends. Thick grinding disc. And cut off wheel helps out quite a bit too, 4.5. And then we get to, here's Flexy's cousin, Mig. Not a very big guy, he's only 110. And but yeah, it's a flux core, and that's what I use to do all my welding. Works great. And for those of you watching that are new to using a 110 outlet welder, flex core welder, there's nothing wrong with them. If you're going to be using it all day long, every single day, like a professional welder, I mean, you could possibly get away with it, but I would go with a Miller or a Lincoln or a Hobart. We used the Lincoln, I think it was a 210, 220 Lincoln in our auto body class when I went to Gibson Tech. I did a 3-year course of auto collision repair. But anyway, this will weld pretty thick. And the only thing I do is it's all about the prep. Make sure you grind the edges of the metal really good, especially if it's real thick stuff. Grind the surface so the weld has something to bite to. And if it starts getting real thick metal, I just keep a blue propane torch, handheld propane torch, and I heat the metal up really hot. That helps that weld and the heat transfer and produce a really good weld. Now, the only side effect using a flex core is when you're welding, it will leave some splatter and it will leave some kind of a tannish, faded mustard yellow soot on everything. But when you take a big old bristle brush like this for welding, it cleans up the welded areas really well. But yeah, my buddy had a trailer, a two-wheel trailer that was big enough that a full-size riding mower or a zero-turn riding mower could go up on, and the factory hinge busted away from the frame on the back that the gate come down. So I propped it up, clamped it shut, or up to the frame, and I just heated the crap out of it with that propane torch, and I went ahead and went on max setting, and then I adjusted the feed on the wire, and I was able to weld that other part of that hinge to the frame really well, and it hasn't come loose since. So yeah, sorry, a Harley went by, neighbors down the hill, but other than that, yeah, just basic tools here and equipment, cheap stuff. And then the other thing I had to do is to help prop up the back section of the exhaust pipe for what I needed to do. Here's my cheap Harbor Freight 2 or 3 ton floor jack, and then I just took the pedestal underneath, and then I bought some really thick plate metal, 15 by 11 I think it was, or something, and welded it to the pedal on the underside. And that's my transmission jack, and I just laid that up in there, and then it rested up against the bottom, or I should say the side of the muffler and or the exhaust pipe, and kept it into place while I welded the stuff up. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this video. Stay tuned for more, and my work schedule, weather, that sort of thing, money, allow it. We'll be bringing you some more videos, and we're going to get really good cracking on a lot of this stuff, especially when the weather starts getting a lot cooler, like for wearing just a light hoodie or a flannel shirt. A lot more stuff's going to get done, because there ain't going to be hardly any bugs out, and stuff like that, and be a lot, and it won't be hot where we're sweating at least I won't be sweating buckets out here and trying to concentrate and fix stuff at the same time. So yeah, anyway, until next time, stay tuned, and just thought I'd throw this in there.